All right, today's edition of Bystanders, we have here the Vanguard newspaper and the Daily Sun newspaper. Let's check out what these two journals are saying here. All right, why we oppose return of toll gates, says Labour. Why we oppose return of toll gates, says Labour. Government must reduce price of fuel first, says ULC. Nigerians should resist plans to tax GSM calls. Nigerians should resist plans to tax GSM calls. NECA calls for caution, efficient policy. NECA calls for caution, efficient policy. All right, on ASU splits as new academic union emerges. We are not threatened, says ASU. Our leaders not ready to sacrifice, says Mogalu. Our leaders not ready to sacrifice, says Mogalu. All right, on to the another story. Adeboye to Osinbajo, don't be faced by gangs up against you. That's what the president of the Redeemed Christian Church of God is saying to the vice president of Nigeria. Don't be faced by gangs up against you. No epidemic in Queen's College, says LASG. Bakari tax Buhari on insecurity. Bakari tax Buhari on insecurity. On to the next one, which is Daily Sun newspaper. Was Daily Sun newspaper dishing out to the public, dishing out to Nigerians at the newsstands. Okay, forces plots Vice President Osinbajo's exit. Forces plots Vice President Osinbajo's exit. Mole on Nogan treatment. Mole on Nogan's treatment. 2023. Presidency should be zoned to southeast. That's what CLO is saying here. Presidency should be zoned to southeast, says CLO. All right, to another story here. Tension in Akwa Ibom as herders kill another native. Tension in Akwa Ibom as herders kill another native. Insurgents ambush kill 11 soldiers. Wow, this is sad. Insurgents ambush kill 11 soldiers. All right, let's join our reviewers for more talks on this. We've read the stories on the front pages of Daily Sun and also the Vanguard newspaper. I'll be right back. Adeboye to Osinbajo, don't be faced by gang ups against you. That's the president of Redeem talking on the front page of Vanguard newspaper. What's your own contribution to this?
You see, I don't believe there's going to be any gang up. What matters most is what is in your mind. If you say you are a man of God, whether a Muslim or a Christian, whatever you are doing, if you know your mind is free, I don't believe anybody can gag against you. But I still remember that portion in the Bible that no weapon fashioned against me. It is impossible. But it depends on his own mind too. It depends on his own mind. You know, people believe even if you are a Muslim or a Christian, the moment you join politics, then you become a liar. And that is the assumption. If you are a staunch Muslim, you are a good pastor, the moment you join them, they turn into a clique. Personally, I believe there is certain clique in politics. Because some people, the way they are behaving before, by the time they become politicians, they change. And I remember one philosopher, he said, what you are today is not necessary. But what you become, after you have become, what you want to become.
The most important.
That is the most important. What you become, after you have become, what you want to become. What you have, your achievement. So let us see. Is that the way you have been acting before you become the best president? Is that the way you have been spending money to people before you become president? The way you used to speak the truth before, is that what you are now doing when you become this? The way you used to advise people spiritually before, is that what you are now doing? The way you used to criticize government before you become that, is that what you are today? The way you plan for your economic survival before you become the vice president, is that what you are doing now? The way you used to tell people this is what really happened before, while you are in the church or you are in the mosque, is that the way you are not telling people now? Is it the real thing? That is what people are not talking about. So it's never meant that they gang against you. If they gang against you and you know your mind is free, God will not guide against you. You are with God, and one with God is what? Majority.
All right, nice one from you. And let's quickly move down to you. Looking at what Pastor Adeboye has said, what he has speculated, don't you think it will dent his image because the vice president is passing through a lot of things right now?
It's really it's really a big issue because that's why you see many people don't want to go into politics. If you are a Christian, if you are a pastor, in some sect, I don't want to mention name now. In some sect in Christendom, they don't meddle with politics. I'm a pastor, but I don't meddle with politics. I don't talk. I don't talk against politics. I don't talk against anybody. But what I say is I remain neutral. Like I say, I advise people in government to always do what is right. So our vice president is a pastor before he went into that position. So I will encourage him to retain his integrity because a pastor is somebody who must live above board. You must maintain, you must have a standard. It's a standard. You must be truthful. So if they are denting his image, he should come out and then clean himself up. And if he's actually clean, then God will actually vindicate him.
It seems his spiritual father is getting himself involved in this issue.
It shouldn't be sentimental. If the spiritual father is getting involved, it should allow him. God is our overall father. And if we do anything wrong, he allows us to face it. And that's why from the beginning, God will always tell us to do what is right. Because he knows that the consequences of our actions, we are going to face it. You understand? So whether spiritual father or no spiritual father, allow that your son. Because before he enter that position, you've already advised him what is right. So whatever he's seeing now, you should allow him to face it. So if he's right, let him prove himself correctly. You understand? So don't go in and try to maneuver. So that if for example, that is now messed up, yes, to bounce back. So we must allow. That's why Christianity is personal issue. You understand? It's not a collective stuff. Even though we come to church collectively, but our relationship with God is parallel. Yeah, it's 1-to-1. You understand? So God don't deal with us collectively. Personal relationship. I'm telling you. You understand? So
I know that the Gio, as we used to call him, is a man of God. Osinbajo is a man of God. A very senior pastor, provincial pastor in the Redeemed Christian Church of God before he became the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Well, when you talk of allegation, it's an allegation. Look at the word, allegation. Until somebody is able to tell us, actually, this thing is true, establish a fact. This now is an allegation. But the point is, if there is an allegation against the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it should submit itself. Let the proper thing be done. If at the end of the day, the allegation turn out to be fact and whatever, they should pay for it.
To face the consequences.
Of course. So that is the essence of being in a position like that. Once you are in the position of authority, you should develop shock absorber. You will see a lot of criticism, whether true or not. But you should be open. Open your mind, open your heart, let people scrutinize it to know whether it's true or not.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution.
Thank
But
you very much.
do you have anything to say on this issue? Nigerians should resist plans to tax GSM calls. Making phone calls and removing tax from it. Don't you think it's absurd?
Actually, in advanced society, we pay for all these things. We pay for all these things in advanced society. But the funny thing about Nigeria is, you tax us on this. When the former government of President Goodluck Jonathan attempted, let me use the word attempted, to remove fuel subsidy. 80% of us here went to Freedom Park. Protested. Even the pastors, the ministers of the gospel, people in the high places, they went there. All of them, they were not proactive enough. Now, the subsidy is there. Even the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria told us once that subsidy is a fraud. And he challenged anybody to tell him what is meant by subsidy. So why are we paying subsidy today? That means that we are paying for fraud, and Mr. President is enjoying it. Yeah. You get me? Taxing us, putting toll gate, you see this and that. It's not a problem, but are we seeing, can we quantify the infrastructural development on ground with all these things? The answer is no. Go to Calabar-Itu Road, it's as busy as the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Thank God, some time ago, about 7 or 8 members of House of Representatives were trapped in that place. And they spent over 5 hours. They could not move an inch. They came down from their bus and held a press conference there. They're calling on the federal government, construct this road. Why? I was coming back from my place. Ikorekun Road, cut off. Adeboye Road, cut off. Ikorekun Road, cut off. So what are we talking about? And you want to tax us again? You increase VAT from 5% to 7.2. Did you tell us what you are doing with the money? What about the stamp duty? Mr. President, you tell us, Oga, this is Nigerian, this is what I've been able to put on ground since I assumed powers as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 2015. For me, putting toll gate here is rubbish. All these taxes of GSM, you don't need to tax me. Already I'm paying VAT. I'm paying VAT 7.2, and you still want to tax me again. That is double taxation. And we have not seen anything tangible on ground.
No tangible provision.
Not tangible provision, nothing, no infrastructure. The problem is, look at Lagos. For instance, Oga, tell me, mention one good road apart from the international airport road. Have you seen any other good road?
Bad roads, especially on the mainland.
That is a problem. Paying tax is not a problem.
Putting things in right places.
But using that money to put things in right places is what is the problem we have in Nigeria.
They are losing their collateral to banks. And many Igbo people...
Body will come and go, another person, until we change our mind, we change our attitude, our mentality, our mindset. But I am surprised, I am highly disappointed. Because Wali told us that he's a man of integrity. But it is now, I've not seen that integrity. Integrity is when you have this thing, 5 naira, you should be able to tell us, this is what I do this 5 naira for. And you give account.
Which is not, we are not seeing.
But in this government, Oga, for the first time in the history of this country, you see a trailer full of rice, groundnut oil, this and that, on the way to IDP camp in the northeast, disappeared till then nobody give an explanation in this country. Is it not a funny country? It's a funny country. Go to Benin Republic, go to Benin Semebora. So they close the border. But the Nigerian custom, immigration, police, army, turn that border to business venture. Go to Cotonou and load rice with their truck and take it to Yaniki market and they dispose it there. So, and you are making Nigerians to suffer. So what about those people? So you close the border to enable the uniform organization, uniform men to go into business and make a lot of money. Nigeria, bros, this is not a country.
What you sow is what you are going to reap. What you sow is what you are going to reap. Bible says, as in the book of Luke, as you want others to do to you, first of all, do it to them. You understand? The same redeemed church gang up against God-given president in 2015. Jonathan. Jonathan is a woman. Jonathan is a gogoro man. Jonathan is a drunkard. A fisherman from Ijo. He is useless. He cannot do anything. He's so quiet. We need action government. We need action man. We need not nonsense man. We need a man who can fight corruption. And now God has given us a man who can fight corruption. As it was in the book of 1 Samuel. When the Israelites told Samuel, we don't need you anymore. We need a king who can go before us. An action king who can lead us to battle. Samuel was angry with them. God called Samuel and said, my son, take it easy with them. They did not reject you, but they reject him, God. They don't want him, God, to rule them. Now I will give them king. And he called them, the Israelites, and said, I will give you king as you have requested. But to see what the king will go do to you, he will saffron you. He will take your land out of your hand. He will convert your sons and your daughters to be his servant. He will take your fertile land and give to people that are loyal to him. They said, no, give us king. Give us king. He gave them Saul. And exactly what God told them is what Saul did to them. We don't want Jonathan. Okay, you want a president who is an action man. Okay, I'll give you the president who is action man. He give them the action man, ex-military man. A man who knows how to shoot gun. A man who will talk and not think twice. A man, if at all you are dying, he still match you, boot upon your head, and continue moving forward. Yes. Now, it's the same cup. Redeem Christian Church of God. Give Jonathan to drink. God is giving them back to drink it. Our God is not a partial God. Our God is not a partial God. The way he makes his light to shine to the believers and his light to shine unto the believers. The just, he gives the rain fall for the just and fall for the unjust. Therefore, his judgment, he executes his judgment as a righteous judge. The same redeem, the same Osinbajo, a pastor. They called him. How do you want you to address you now? As a pastor or as what? He said you address him as a professor because he entered as rock. He thought he would remain there forever. He don't know that God make king and God bring the king down. God lift people up and God bring people down. You cannot play with God. My God I'm serving is a God of vengeance. Grace. But to say God is a God of vengeance. When he give you grace, abuse grace. If you do grace and use cane on you, if you don't use carrot on you, use cane on you. The same Osinbajo was there. Seeing Christians massacre. Seeing Christians killing in thousands. He didn't come out and open mouth and condemn it. Now he wants Christians to pray for him. They want Christians to intervene. I'm very sorry, last can went and started talking whatever they like. Is this now there when the same government rise up against Khan? Look, whatever this present government give to Christians and to Nigerians, they merit it. What you want is what you have. Now, that's number one. This is another game.
Okay.
If they were able to remove Osinbajo, being vice president, neither they frustrate him, resign by himself, or they buckle him out, tie him rope like a bundle of firewood, fiam, throw him to abattoir. It's a game. To my own understanding, it's not in constitution, or it's not anywhere. To my own understanding, when the president is out, neither the president cannot rule without the vice. Neither they will come and pick one stupid Igbo man and put him there. to shut up the mouth of the Igbos. You know what I'm saying? And they will not put a person who will be a radical, who will trouble them. They will pick one stupid Dundee Igbo man and put him there. Yes, my lord. People like Minister of External Affairs. People like Labour Minister. People like former Labour Minister, yes. People like Minister of Science and Technology. People like Governor of Adeboye State. You pick them. Who will be loyal to them? Who are ready to eat from the straw that fall from the master's table? Or they went and pick so-called Johannes President General. They go and pick him. People who like to eat from the straw fall from their master's table. It's a game. You see, as far as Nigerian politics is concerned, not I know how to play it. Mostly Hausa Fulani, they know how to play it to subdue others. And it's working for them. Well, now it seems that they're getting tired with the West. They want to pick another tribe. They want to pick another section that will work with them. They have used West to achieve 2015. They have used West to achieve 2019. Now they want to kick them off. And they use the Easterners to achieve the independence of Nigeria. And the Sikh one makes the president without portfolio. Where a prime minister will go meeting and bring to where a president will go meeting. After going meeting, he bring to prime minister to approve. So the prime minister to go meeting and bring to president to approve. Now the president will go meeting and bring to prime minister to approve. Where prime minister, I'm talking of the then independent time, where prime minister have right to control the armed forces, instead of president to control the forces. It's what the game not are playing. They will use you, and they use Zeke to fight and get the independence of Nigeria. And Zeke was made president without portfolio, ceremonial president without power, where prime minister will talking and the president will bowing down. Okay, if Zeke was president that time, when the government of Tafawa Balewa was overthrown down, why can't he come out and form new government if he's a president? If he was a president that time, go to England, where they operate parliamentary up to today. Whenever the current government in power dissolved, then Queen, we took everything and formed a new cabinet immediately. But was it Nigeria? Rather, it led to anarchy, it led to civil war. So I mean, this is a purely Hausa Fulani ideology, sensible, well calculated, well coordinated, well mobilized, well underground work against other tribes, mostly south, east, south, west.
This is my first time of hearing the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God contributing a quota to this present government. Well, what he is telling the Vice President is right. The Vice President is also his member, and then he don't need to be afraid. If his hands is clean, if he didn't mingle and tangle, if you can understand what I mean. If he didn't mingle and tangle, because they say that it takes two to tango. So if he didn't mingle and tangle, because I will say that that word that Adeboye gave to him is like a word of advice. Because Adeboye was not there to know what is going on there. Neither will Adeboye read his mind to know what is inside the mind of the Vice President. It's only God that can read his mind. So if he has not mingled and tangled, you don't need to be afraid. But they say that clear conscience fears no accusation. So that's the only thing I can contribute about.
Okay, on tax, on GSM calls.
I would say Nigeria, this government is becoming so tyrannical. How can Nigeria, when you buy a card, you are patronizing the telecommunications sector with your money that owns that card. And according to economics, I must have known that before that card will come out, there is what we call indirect tax. Before that card from the telecommunication will be out, they must have calculated all their expenditure, all the cost of running their company and everything, and they must have imposed it on that card. So when we buy the card, we bear the burden. So we have paid the tax, we have paid for everything. So why are we now telling us that when we buy the card, when we now start making calls, we still pay tax? That is an aberration. So what am I now trying to say? It's a robbery to democracy. They are trying to subject Nigerians to inhuman treatment. Yes. So what am I now trying to say? Even like that, they would have made it say, and they say, if you buy a bottle of beer, you pay tax. As you are holding that paper now, if punch is 200 or 300, if you buy one punch or one Vanguard or punch, you pay tax. If I buy another one, you pay tax. So how did that sound? That is absolute nonsense, tantamount to rubbish. So what are we now trying to say? They should go and look forward to know how they will use proactive measures to curtail, to solve the economical problem of this country. Not by using drastic measures. They are now trying to use drastic measures. This is not a case. We are not slaves. Neither are we people that are being conquered from war.
But do Nigerians pay tax?
Yes.
Do they really pay tax?
I come into that your question. Some people do compare Nigerians with the foreign the civilized countries. But when some people will not talk, Nigeria did not pay tax, Nigeria pay lowest tax and this and that. When you ask them, they could not be able to prove it. Because they said, they say that to whom much is given,
Much is expected.
much is required. And to whom much is not given, much is not required. So Nigerians that are even paying tax in their own little way are paying out of their jungle living. How can you be paying tax out of jungle living? Out of no provision from government, no support, no aid and nothing. And the one you struggle on your own from the jungle living you live, you now still use it and go and pay to the government. And at the end of the day, the government now still complain that Nigerians are not paying. So I see it as an aberration. The civilized country that they are using to compare to Nigerians, their own, if you want to look in their own aspects in their own way, you can say that their own is justifiable. The government provided everything for them. There is provision of education, good quality road, quality education, quality water, everything. They aided their entrepreneurs with lower interest to engage in different kind of entrepreneurship businesses. They pay their workers well. Their minimum wage, you work less and earn more.
Unlike what is going on.
They are very happy, they are very comfortable. Their health sector is very okay.
Economy is
They
stable.
okay, everything. So when they told their citizens to pay, their citizens will be happy to pay.
Find joy in it.
And when they even pay, it will not even affect them because they pay more. They earn more in their salary.
They pay out of their abundance.
They earn more and they spend less. They earn more and spend less. The food there, like a country in America, food is not cost. Food is cheap. Some of all those domestic products in the markets over there are cheap. So they earn more. America is one of the countries that pays, I will say, the highest, where you see highest earned workers. Country that pay their workers in highest volume. America is one of the best country.
Apart from Switzerland.
So yes, somebody that I know that is in Canada told me that chicken, a full big blown chicken in Canada, how much did they buy it? Say they buy it small money. Small money. Buy it, you chop it, you not even finish it. Big chicken, big fowl. Food is cheap. In America, food is almost free. They spend more, they earn more, earn higher, and spend less. They work less and use other time to enjoy their life for leisure. Here in Nigeria, we toil from morning till night. No provision, no aid, no support, nothing. Look at Benin Republic. We are the ones supplying them light. But there is constant power supply there. They use prepaid meter. When you are going out, you off your light. When you come back, the light is still on. You on your prepaid meter and started using it. You pay as you consume. But here in Nigeria, our NEPA people will come and impose tax and say this is how much we pay for NEPA bill. What did you use to justify it? Nothing. There is epileptic power supply. The NEPA has not been giving us light. At the end of the month, they will bring large sum of bill for you to pay. How can you justify it? So what I'm now saying, to whom much is given, much is required. They will even praise Nigeria for even paying to the level that they are paying. Nigeria are comparing themselves to the civilized countries over there. Why they don't want to do what the civilized country has done? That is the mistake the current administration of government Mohamed Buhari is doing. If a country like China say that they are going to close their border, they don't need to complain. There is provision. They have enough food. They have done it. They have done it in a way that it is hygienic. It will be good and healthy for the citizens to consume, and it will affect the economy. If a country like America say no, now we are banning Chinese phone not to enter America today. From now to now, we are banning China phone, Japanese phone. They cannot come to America. America will not affect them.
Vice President is a gang up. He gang up against himself. He gang up against himself. Okay, you want to tell me, in the first place, the Westerners, not even the Vice President, the Westerners, they don't know what it entails when you want to work with the North. They don't know. So it never happened in Awolowo. Abiola, it didn't happen. It's only that they are ganging up against themselves. They are ganging against truth. They want to make sure that Easterners don't govern. That is what they are doing. No, nothing like gang up against the who. So they don't know when they are working with those guys, they will see some bad reactions against them. Okay, now Tinubu is jumping. He wants to be the president. So you think Tinubu will be the president. So Buhari will finish and hand over to Tinubu. That is what you think. So the Westerners don't know that Tinubu will go in too. You don't know. Tinubu will go. Watch. When the hour reach. All right, let me inform you this. Watch Shore now. They have arrested Shorabi. They are not reacting here. They are doing as if nothing is going on. What if Tinubu brings his neck out, stick his neck out, they will remove him. And nobody will even cough here. They will celebrate in the West. Mark my word, they will celebrate here. They will do as you will see. That will be the moment you see that the Yorubas are angry with Tinubu. Majority of Yorubas is only that I don't know why, I don't know what they're afraid of. I don't know. The vice president sold his birthright in Edom. The way this man sold his birthright because of food. Esau. Yes, at Edom. He sold his birthright.
How did he?
You left your pulpit. You left Jehovah. You left Jesus Christ. And you are working with Fulani man, Abi. You are working for Buhari, Abi. You are working for them, Abi. You are telling Nigerians that it is not good to democratize. It is not good to decentralize the system. It is not good to free the captives, the less privileged. It is not good to restructure Nigeria. That is what he said, the vice president. And Jehovah is listening. Jesus is listening. You left the pulpit where you are telling the word of, bringing out the word of God to the people, converting the sinners into following Christ. And you are joining the bloodsuckers. You are saying you are the vice president. Vice president. They are killing people. When they were killing him, how many people when they killed how many people in Benue? They killed how many Reverend Father? He said if he knows, if he finds out that they are killing Christians, he wouldn't mind resigning. So he hasn't known what they are doing yet. He has not discovered what those people are doing in the north and the Middle Belt. Do you want to tell me the vice president doesn't know what is going on? That Islamic agenda, what Obasanjo said, that they want to Islamize. So the vice president has not known.
But reacting now based on the allegations being levied against him.
Reacting against allegations because of some, outside. Many Nigerians don't understand. Inside there is some things hidden. They have known that the vice president is trying to maneuver, go through, and they want to block him. It might be ambition. It might be 2023. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? So that is what the thing is not in the open. Their own intentions, why they are following him up. It's not in the open, which everybody knows. So leave that angle. He will pay.
All right, viewers across the world, you've heard what our reviewers have said at the newsstand. Please join us next time as we bring you another trending news in Nigeria, not only Nigeria, across the world. Michael Adekunle still remains my name. Always behind the camera, Lateef Adeboye. In the studio, Michael Ojo, that's the editor. Bye for now.